y'all, come on in. You're here on a spooky day.
We are off to Barcelona today with Ariana and Evans.
It's a Halloween morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too. And for our mention today, Sterling has recently released an entirely new batch of bar soaps, and this one is Sweet Apple. The first big bite of a fresh, crisp apple is the perfect picture of this scent. It's a sweet and perfectly ripe apple picked straight from the tree and enjoyed in the field under the shade of your orchard. How did they know I had an orchard? So why are we so sad? You might ask, why is there a giant dark cloud over the barbershop, even though this is an absolutely beautiful, almost floral apple? You can smell the crispness. Well, in the previous iteration of this soap, which we still have under glass in the bathroom, there was a subtle addition. It was apple waffle rod. So this is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's great. But you could smell the waffle rod.
Well, I guess you can't have everything.
What's our soap today?
We have Ariana and Evans to the rescue with Gothic Quarter.
Well, that'll cheer me up. Let's meet it. All right, y'all, from the sales page at shavingshopclub.com.
Gothic Quarter can be characterized as a dark oriental fougere. Gothic Quarter features an all-new Star Anise Absolute, along with the spiciness of incense and 2 different vanillas, which make this more of an oriental fougere. It's grounded by a luxurious base of 2 different sandalwoods, cedar, oak moss, and Haitian vetiver.
Presented in the luxurious K2E base, well, as Dickens suggests, we are going to explore every chink and keyhole of this Gothic Quarter. Come along with us. If you are coffee drinkers like us, you'll be looking forward to that episode. You did not see that yet, but you did see Gothic Quarter. Y'all, this was a book by its cover. So look at that label. Do you blame me?
Ooh, and the matching splash!
Oh, it's beautiful. All right, y'all, come along with us. The clock's about to strike midnight, and we're going to have a rather Barcelona-ish first impression. All right, y'all, I'm excited because after Black Magic last year, the Amber Fougere, woo, I have no idea where we're going with this one. Now, we're going to have to see how much oak moss is under the surface of this and how it presents itself for me, because my nose can be a little bit iffy on oak moss.
But this does say it's an oriental fougere, so see what that is.
Right, very much in the other direction traditionally, so who knows what mysteries and wonders we're going to find in here. All right, ready? Y'all, where clean and spicy come together. But isn't that what a fougere is for? I'm not getting oak moss.
Okay.
So for those of you with similar sensitivities, I bring you glad tidings of great joy. This goes deep and mysterious, much like a traditional Oriental scent does. Love this. Hold on. Is that a little touch of the nutmeg and cinnamon from Old Spice? In the middle of this, y'all, the spices have been turned upside down and have been given a beautiful, almost minty sort of filter. There are things coming together in this that generally don't, and there's a wild party going on inside this. Queenie was a blonde. All right, to put this in a vocabulary of fougères you might be familiar with, all of the comforting herbs of Rive Gauche, sort of a Barbasol sense, can be found under the surface of this, but those are not its primary characters. They're kind of being surrounded by something more of a spicy wood, something more cedarish, something more oak, so they're given a very different personality and they're harder to find in the middle of this. Ooh. A tiny cloud cover of jasmine or a tiny white floral is just moving in the tops of the altitude for this, just to give it a sense of comfort and familiarity. And then what's brilliant, I'm getting sandalwood, but it's not the woody, spicy part of the sandalwood being used in here. It's the smooth, creamy part of the sandalwood that's supporting other types of woods and spices and herbs. This is a fougere deconstruction, y'all. Ooh. A beautiful fresh air hit that I'm kind of familiar with around here when it does get to be about midnight and something in the air turns cold. Almost an aquatic sense deep within that breeze. And I said there was something like mint, but I think I'm going to raise the ante on that. I think there is a tiny bit of spearmint hiding under the surface of all of this to bring the fougere elements together. Could you imagine? And I'm trying to nail down for y'all why the middle of this spice is making me so giddy, because it's so hard to explain. But y'all, back in the day, if you ever got a brand new pair of sneakers, I know, hold on, stick with me, I know, and you dug your nose into those sneakers and you got the most beautiful sense of that canvas and that foam of the sole and the rubber of the sneaker untouched and brand new in that box. I know. Well, if leather can be a set note everywhere, so can Converse high tops, okay? And the sweet is there, but only enough to fill this giant void that's begging for it. So how sometimes I only need one pack of Splenda in my coffee, just enough to take the edge off? That's what it's doing. And it's awesome because I don't actually get the street of the Gothic Quarter. I get all of the little clubs, all of the little restaurants, all of the little lofts where you might find yourself. Voodoo parlors? I mean, who knows? It just speaks to character. It's sort of an exercise in subtlety and how those subtle herbs and spices come up to the surface when they're needed. What a lovely and inspired and imaginative scent. All right, take it in. There's a lot of questions I have for you. I get a brightness to this, kind of like a white room that I'm inside of, but I can also see where the midnight plays a part of it. All right, let's see what you get.
Okay. I'm intrigued now.
I know you should be. It's awesome. Very good.
Interesting. Okay, I think I remember reading star anise.
Yes.
Which I know isn't always your favorite, but somehow it's used in a very fun, intriguing way. Like if I follow that for my whiff, I feel like it really goes like to the sweet side of it, and then it kind of goes to the dried side. More of just the herb itself comes through.
Right. While we're not friends all the time, it's the addition of anise and Haverford that fixed tobacco vanilla for me. So it really depends on the soap.
I think I remember reading that there were 2 different vanillas in there too.
Yes, right.
One of them has the darker side that's in Vanilla Vendetta. It's not the same, but it has that like same almost like warmer velvety texture for vanilla for me. Right. So it doesn't go gourmandy at all, but that helps keep it from getting too into the star anise spice side. Like there's just something under it, a little bed of kind of a warm coziness that makes me feel safe here. I'm still in the shadows a little bit, but there is just a little safety with that vanilla.
And I love that you brought up Vanilla Vendetta. Y'all, the morning of our wedding, we still had not chosen which EDP we were going to start the day with, saving Redwood Rhapsody for the afternoon, of course. But as soon as I grabbed Vanilla Vendetta off the shelf and went, I think I'm going with this, she was like, I will join you in that. We both wore Vanilla Vendetta on our wedding day with no regrets.
It's funny, we really had no idea what was going to speak to us that morning, and as we're rushing out the door hoping we packed everything we'd need, that just stood out to both of us. How could we not?
Plus, we know Peter had actually tried to get here for the wedding, so it was a nice way to keep our friend on our shoulder with us.
I feel like I'm really being brought in standing on the base of this scent, looking up. I know the image of the gargoyle kind of comes to mind, but I do really feel like it starts out darker, but as you follow the whiff, some things brings you up to like more the mid notes, but it keeps going even more vertical. Like it does have a lighter, brighter thing in there. I'm not sure exactly what's creating that. Maybe it's more like the spices of like a pepper or something that I'm following up. I don't think it quite goes completely floral or completely citrus. Like I can't pull those out, but there's something that starts in like the deep charcoaly colors for me. And then it brings it up to like more of the gray tones. And then it gets to like a light, bright kind of send off at the end.
Right.
I somehow know that I'm somewhere new. Like it does have that international vibe. Like I feel like they're helping us travel to the Gothic Quarter in Barcelona by just whiffing this. Like there's something familiar. But then it takes me on a little adventure to be like, I've never been to this place before, but I want to keep exploring. Like it just builds the intrigue in me to keep figuring out what I'm smelling. I think it goes from the spiciness into the woods. And I think there were like multiple woods listed, but they're not super dark. That must be the mid chunk for me, I think, is the woodiness. But again, it doesn't go too masculine, like you said earlier. It really is more the location for me, less masculine, feminine vibes coming through. And then that little send off at the end, I can't help but smile. So whatever that lighter kind of finish, I'm thoroughly enjoying my adventures as we're taken to the Gothic Quarter.
They don't smell the same. But this gives me the same feeling on the inside as Vespers from Barrister and Man.
Interesting.
Just in that same way of I'm not getting any scent of anything I recognize, but the way it's presenting those shapes and colors and feels and temperatures is just amazing. And this is doing the same kind of thing.
I know we picked it because of the label. We thought it'd be fun for Halloween-y vibes. I'm not getting anything scary, but I am getting something dark and like there's been a lot of age. Like I just feel like this building or wherever we're at has been around for eons and it has seen some things.
It's a great way to put it. What's the Watcher from PAA? This has got kind of that same dapper, distinguished, kind of sagey thing in the middle that's got going on too.
Right, like it has that charcoaly kind of peppery side.
Right.
But then it goes past those herbs into maybe a lighter green but brighter thing at the end.
Way sweeter, way more congenial than the Watcher. Well, y'all come along with us. We're going to take this gargoyle out for a spin, build a lather, and look at these scent notes. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at shavingshopclub.com. We're going to start with Valencia Orange, a little bit of that charming, sweet orange reminiscent of a Fanta for me.
And then there's the Star Anise, which I noticed throughout my whole whiff. And you were right. You said jasmine. There's jasmine absolute and lavender absolute.
Beautiful. The lavender and jasmine are having this beautiful way of canceling each other out, but supporting the sweetness that comes from florals. Beautiful. And then up against rosewood. This might be one of my favorite scent notes in all of the wet shaving worlds. Almost floral, but with the spice of a deep, dark wood. And then
Right into incense. So those, I think, in my brain were blending together. I didn't realize they were separate, but the incense doesn't go too smoky. It just kind of stays in that warmer spice zone.
it's like smelling it before you light it on fire, but it's giving it a beautiful, spicy base. And then a couple of rather expensive ingredients, vanilla essential oil and vanilla absolute. But y'all, when they are put in a soap in their natural form, not only is it going to turn a little bit of a color, but it's going to have a charm that's just about unmatched. Who does not get nostalgic for vanilla?
And then we go into the woody side here with Tunisian sandalwood and Mysore sandalwood.
Love that. Oh, I'm getting the smoothness from both of those without rather that pokey woody part that sometimes meets you at the door. But that's filled in with a little bit of effervescence from a cedar wood. Think pencil sharpener shavings. I'm getting that a tiny bit in here.
Yeah, that's definitely the mids for me. And then we finish off with Haitian vetiver and oak moss.
I'm glad he put oak moss at the end, because this is turning into a finely tuned oak moss detector, and I'm really not getting that much in here. We might smell a little bit more when we lather, but I'm not getting it from the sun.
You know, and I'm still learning what fougères really are, because I think we thought we narrowed it down, and then there's the amber version, then there's now an oriental fougère.
Doppelganger 3. Woo!
So it's nice that the green sides are in here, but they're the last thing that I would pull out of this scent, at least on my first whiff.
I'm almost surprised there's not a mint in this, because I am getting something that borders peppermint, borders spearmint in this, and how clean it is. Well, friends of Philip Sharp might recognize an early prototype Sharp shaver bowl from Philip's workshop. We love this one. And where did you get this absolutely drop-dead gorgeous brush?
This is my Ariana and Evan synthetic knotted brush here.
It's an homage to the vintage brush handles that our grandpappies used in the war, and this is a little scoop of the soap with our sticks from Amazon.com. I'm going to grab just about an almond size of that soap and press it into the beautiful texture at the bottom of this bowl. Why don't I trade you?
All right.
I will take this, and you can do your lathering.
Okay.
All right, why don't you tell the nice people at home how you're going to do that?
All right, we are going to take our bougie sprayer from the Smaldridge family and get it onto the soap and let it just kind of trickle down into the bottom of the bowl here. And then we take our dry brush straight to where we put the soap in the bowl. And you start going one direction, just getting it onto those little bristles, and then the other direction. And after you don't really feel like it's getting onto those bristles, you turn the brush and you keep going. Okay, and now that most of the soap is onto those bristles, I'm going to dive down and grab the water and bring it into that lathering process.
I'm not going to say she's attached, but this is about as far away from us as she's gotten in the last 10 years. She was at the wedding. She's a flower girl.
And the ring bearer. She had a lot of jobs.
Yeah, she had a lot to do.
Earlier you were saying that this had kind of like a daytime vibe. I think it's waking up a little more of that brighter side of the scent over here.
You didn't even go for your walk today. How are you this sleepy?
It's coming up next. I hope you know.
Saying. All right, y'all. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the How Gothic Is Your Quarter Whip on 3, 1, 2. Man, that's good. Oh, I'm getting the oak moss now, kind of in almost a silvery
Yeah,
sense.
silver.
Like almost metallic. Yeah, I know we never talk about lather here on the Barbershop Duet, but look at that peak. Right?
It almost feels like I'm looking through an old TV where it was more of that grayscale kind of vibe.
Right.
Like there's a lot of depth happening in between, but I'm only seeing it in black and white.
She sees such colors when she smells scents, y'all. I think what you're seeing is the saturation of the colors has been turned down and the temperature has been moved to the blue side. And y'all, some of the very earliest videos we found on our adventures were called Shaving with Charky, and they were Peter Chikalis as a hobbyist in the early days before Ariana and Evans putting some beautiful lathers onto his moneymaker. In fact, on one of them, he wanted to demonstrate how easy it was to shave with a straight. So he called in Talia, like when she was little, and just told her how to do it, and she did it, and he survived. That was inspiring. Would you like to imbibe?
Yes, let's
Look how this is just staying right where I
Oh,
put
that
it.
good K2E base, y'all. Super padded. Hoo-wee.
And stay tuned, because we are on a crusade to save the big top. We have heard that it has not been selling in a manner in which Peter was expecting, and we're not sure why. So since we never reviewed the splash, we're going to bring back the big top and do a special episode. Plus, we've never experienced it in the Ultimate Basin. We need to do that. All right, y'all. Well, let's see if we can pry up a manhole cover and take this down even a little bit deeper. Okay, so not your more congenial characters. I would not slather this all over Fred Rogers nor LeVar Burton, but who would wear this?
You'd think from the title it'd be somebody more mysterious and deeper and darker, like almost like Sherlock Holmes or something.
Vincent Price.
Oh, maybe.
Captain Picard.
Okay, I see ya.
Maybe I'm getting a little bit of authority
Yeah.
out of this.
I almost got like a maple syrupy whiff for
You
a
know,
second.
I was thinking like Tamanu, something like that. Y'all.
Something warmer just
Right,
woke up.
something sweatery-ish.
But I think we got a little splash action we could try and check out as well, my friend.
That is sometimes where some of these questions get
Right?
answered, y'all, because this can be a little bit more faithful to what the
Ooh, you
perfumer intended. I thought I'd be easier on
Thank you.
today. Well, the soap sometimes can have an effect on some of the different notes
Yeah.
independent of the others, and that doesn't generally happen as often in the splash, and it really doesn't happen in the EDP.
They've got the new bottles now.
Right, they're 50 milliliter bottles, and they're beautiful. They'll do custom EDPs over at A&E. All right, taking this in. Oh!
Okay, now I'm getting more fougere, but it's like
Yes.
it's like the color got erased. Does that make sense?
The sweets are coming from the woods now. Well, you're still getting the black and white metallic
I am, man.
sense of this. It's beautiful.
Because it's funny, I think the Black Magic one, I did get that amber reddish color kind of fused in there. This doesn't have a color to it.
And I'm getting beautiful throwbacks to some of those aftershaves in the 60s and 70s that my dad wore somehow.
sure.
Everything from YSL to Avon, Wild Country, I'm kind of getting senses of in this.
It's cool because it has that throwback to aftershaves in there, but then it does have something a little mysterious and sweet that I'm getting here. I think the vanillas, those two that are in there, are sneaking in some magic here. But we're back to not having a masculine or feminine side to this. I
No.
think I would totally use this out of some of the other fougères. This one I'll definitely reach for.
Although, I do, for some reason, see a dark suit with white pinstripes
I get that.
when I smell them.
Earlier I was going to swear this is more of an evening scent. Now I feel like I get more daytime.
And for a brief moment, let us talk about the word Oriental. It has been brought to our attention that while in our modern sensibilities, we do not refer to people with that word because it's too all-encompassing of way too many cultures. When it comes to things like carpets or colognes, it is still applicable. Are there any similarities for you to that other fougère we were discussing, Black Magic, the amber fougère?
Yes, but I'm not sure how. Like my brain kind of shows me like a soft velvety kind of a feel. I'm not sure why it associates that with a fougère. It's not that it gets staticky, but there's like two sides, you know, like when you go one way, you see one color and you go back the other way. There's something about it being kind of a transformative whiff for me that's where fougères sit.
This is one of those rare soaps that's got absolutely gorgeous vanilla in it that my nose doesn't sense right away. Vanilla is like the last thing I have to look for and find, but I love the way it's supporting each and every one of those other notes, including The oak moss. Now, that may be why the oak moss is being fixed for me, is it's being given 2 healthy doses of
Right?
vanilla.
And then it's next to the other floral absolutes that are in there.
What it is.
There's somehow a winter chill in the air when I smell this. I think that's why I'm getting more the gray, foggy kind of color.
I got a cold breeze. Absolutely. That's how I know it's midnight. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Marcus on Halloween when he was 9 years old, so excited because his dad was going to bring home some mortician's wax from work that they use for restorations. In order to make the greatest Halloween costume of all time, he's going to turn you into the mummy. Well, about 20 minutes into the process, you're going to stand up and look in the mirror, and it's all going to start falling off in big chunks because your dad didn't realize that body temperature is usually not a factor with this wax, and I got my own. So head over to aegrooming.com or shavingshopclub.com to find this and a bunch of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with Gothic Quarter, a perfect flanker to Poison Hemlock, the other Halloween scent we did from A&E this month. Beautiful, crisp, clean, outdoor scent with a sense of creeping vines up wrought iron at an ancient stone church. Beautiful, just spooky enough so that you know you've got something creeping up your shoulder. And in one of the best bases in all of the wet shaving world, Peter, Talia, Evelyn, thank you so much for this. We will be back. Welcome to Messages, and it's that magic time to choose our lucky winner for a $25 e-gift card to Happy Chap Shave. Thank you to everyone who sent in emails entering this giveaway. Here are our entrants and your corresponding lucky numbers.
Larry M., Manny, Doug, Michael, Garrett, Chris Selena, Andrew W., Ronald P., Kevin, Andrew B., Ronnie S., Matthew, Larry S., and Brian Miller.
And here's that magic time. Alexa, give me a number between 1 and 15.
12 it is. My random number generator is on fire today.
Ronnie Shorty! Congratulations, my friend. I'll be reaching out today to let you know how you're going to receive your e-gift card. Thank you again to everyone who entered. And make sure to check back for our November giveaway. It's going to be awesome. Well, the Sandersons, Haiti and Persephone, the Gothic Quarter, Poison Hemlock. This is already shaping up to be an awesome Halloween month 2025.
Yeah, let us know if there's some other ones we should try and sneak in the schedule while we still can.
I love that so many of these have been Halloween soaps to be sure, but are also super beautiful and dapper, and you could wear these pretty much any time of the year.
Right.
The Halloweenness would just be a little secret you're keeping on your shoulder, but I love those kind of soaps.
Peter and Talia, thank you so much for sending this out for free for us to review. We loved getting to go to the Gothic Quarter today. Don't forget your next appointment, the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.